Hey guys, today is June the 4th of 2014. I want to go over the EURUSD and just give you my thoughts and my opinions using price and time technical analysis. So please pause the video and read the video disclaimer. Alright, I'm going to make it quick. I don't want to make a big video. I just want to show you my what I'm seeing, my thoughts. And right now I'm flat. I'm not in the market. It's going to be wild. I'm kind of leaning that it might pop, but that doesn't guarantee anything. We're dealing with possibilities. And as of right now, I see that there's a lot of support, but support always could get cracked. So you see my past videos. This is holding. If this holds and it pops, then it's going to retrace. How far? I haven't gone that far on how the targets to the upside, because this needs to hold. I had targets to the upsides before, but then they just kept cracking. But if this holds, then I could project a possible target to the upside. But right now I'm flat. If you're in long or short and you're a little nervous, you haven't been sleeping the last couple of days, just turn on the computer and just sell, cover, get out. There's no use of putting a tight stop here, a long stop. Tomorrow could be so wild that it's going to hit all the stops. So if you're nervous, but you're kind of anxious because you want to still be in it, because you're gonna just get out. You're better off just letting it pop, get in it and ride it, than being in there short and having your stop, who knows, up here, and risk all this or whatever. I don't know where your stop is at. I'm following these right here. There's gonna be a lot of stops, and below there's a lot of stops here too, but there's also a lot of support. So my bias is to the upside. Very oversold, and we've just been consolidating, and it looks like it could probably pop. But I could be wrong, and this thing could just tank, test this, and then take it out, and maybe even test this low right here. But that's what I'm seeing. Seasonal dates are right here: June 5th, June 11th, and from the 20th all the way to the 22nd. Dates that I'm watching for the seasonal dates. If I can't say for last month the seasonal dates are going to work, because this is the last one. The ones that were here didn't pan out well. The market kept chopping, so it was no pivot low. But this is the last seasonal date that as of now it's still holding, which is the 29th. So if this thing pops and continues going down, then I could say that last month seasonal dates didn't work. One thing I want to show you is looking at the weekly. See this Andrews pitchfork right here? See that angle right there? Very important, even though it pierced it here, but it's been chopping and trying to ride this angle up. And this is where we at right there. If you look at the monthly, you can see where I'm getting it from. Right here. So now when I go in daily, now you know where this angle's at. See where it's right here below. This could be massive support. Besides, you see my last videos, there's a lot of support here, and this is a 50%. So just keep in mind that. I think that's it. These are stops. There's going to be a lot of stops above, and I'm sure there's a lot of stops below, and they probably have it maybe below this pivot. But when the news comes out, it's going to get so wild, there's going to be spikes. So even if it spikes down and it pops up, I'm going to consider this 29th pivot low pretty much a good one, because it's going to be so volatile. It's just going to go wild. So don't keep stop. If you're going to stay in it and risk like gambling or whatever, you might as well not use stops. Watch it, because it's going to spike, and it's going to trigger so many stops that it's just going to get wild. Maybe just take your stops out, and then once you see price going against you, then just get out real quick. That's the only thing I could tell you. If you're gonna, if you want to still be in it. Next thing I want to show you is I'm using my Fourier string calculations, and it looks like they put a pivot low around the 29th, somewhere around here, and it looks like it wants a pop and put a pivot around the 16th, then the 23rd, and possibly the 30th, like the last week. And then you got the 128 technique right here, which is the 5th. So it's going to be interesting tomorrow. There's a lot of stuff lining up tomorrow. You got a seasonal date. You got the 128 technique. There's a pivot low right here. You got Mercury harmonics holding right here, this euro. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of cycles are projecting up. But, you know, tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow we're going to see all this thing, you know, was right or it's wrong. You know, you know how I am. I'm very transparent. I tell you what it is, and if it's wrong, you're going to see me in my next video. All these things that we're forecasting wrong, and they didn't pan out. But there's a lot of stuff pointing to the upside. But we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. Gunner. Haven't showed Gunner in a while. Looking at Gunner, if you guys have Gunner and follow Gunner, you know that Gunner says, you know, always anchor yourself on the 5th candle, the 8th, and, you know, the 13th, the 21st candle. And I have them all marked here. And this is the accurate way of using it. I sometimes use it differently from Gunner just because I like seeing patterns and I like to see the angles. But if you use the 5th candle, you can see that you're right below this this angle right here with this grid box. If you use the 8th candle right there, you can see that you're holding this angle. So a lot of people, you see the spike right on this grid down. Same thing here, changing to. So there's a lot of what, you know, different traders see different things, and that's what makes the market so unique. You do it from here, from the 13th candle. See, there's more white space. So the bigger you get, the more white space you get. And you can see if you have it over here, where I was using it, you're out of the grid already. And if you have it here, you're already out of the grid. And I sometimes even put it here just because that was a change in trend right in the box. And you're below this angle. So it should be interesting how it's going to pan out. But if you have it on the 5th candle, you're still below it. And on the 8th candle, when I say the 8th candle, you put it on the grid right there. On the 8th candle, you can see that you're right here. Just wanted to show you that. The big picture, and I'm going to wrap this thing up. You can see the head fakes on the 12-hour, down, up, down. But interesting, you got a squeeze plate setting up, and the pressure looks like it wants to go up on the 12-hour. You can see the chopness right here with the Fisher signals. The MACD, now it's kind of pulling down, but the MOBO is positive. TEMA is negative, and you're below MOBO, below the 20. So it's kind of weak on the 12-hour. On the daily, you can see that the TTM squeeze is pointing up. That's positive. MMG putting higher highs, positive. You can see the cluster of Fisher, which is pretty good when you get that on the daily. It's showing that it's consolidating really good, but it's going to pop soon. TEMA is negative, and MOBO is positive. MACD is pushing higher also. CCI, you know, it's on zoom mode. It's still not looking good. It needs to get out of here at least. And same thing here. Well, CCI is a little, yeah. No, CCI is right here. So this is Fisher. It's above. It's trying to stay above zoom mode on the 12-hour, but you know, it's just choppy. It's waiting for this news. On the weekly, what's interesting is that you got a squeeze plate to the downside. So the explosion looks like it wants to go to the downside on the bigger time frame. You see TEMA negative, MOBO negative. You know, the 50 CCI hasn't cracked the middle line yet, but it's going sideways. Fisher sell signal. I don't have anything positive here. And then on the monthly, you have a PPSL signal on the monthly, and you're still trying to hold that 100, or maybe you're below it. TEMA is still positive. MOBO's negative. This is definitely a snapback on a monthly, but you know, it's a big picture right here. Fisher sell signal. You got hockey stick, and it's just a little negative here. So it's one of those things, you know, it's a flip of a coin or whatever you want to call it. But if it does pop, it's gonna retrace really good, and it's gonna be on a stop hunt. So if you're not working or anything like that, and you got time to watch the market, watch it. And if you see MOBO kicking in, you know, once you take all these highs, these pivot highs right here, even if you could take the 20 out, you know, because if it's gonna pop, it's gonna hit that 20 and stall. maybe, and then kind of consolidate, and then maybe do another leg up. But it doesn't even, if it doesn't even get to the 20, it's probably going to go lower, you know, if it's going to spike down right there. So you got at least, you know, 35.28 as support. And on the 12 hour, yeah, same thing here, the 20. So that's my thoughts. I hope this video helps. Good luck tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of action, and let's make some pips.